Hey, what's up, guys? Shout out to Sonic Fox, uh, greatest Mortal Kombat player of all time. He just won back-to-back Mortal Kombat Grand Finals World Championships in a row. The last one he won was against Ninja Killer. Shout out to Ninja Killer. He had like 180 Combat League fights in MK11, and he didn't lose a single round. Not a match, but a round. I never got to play him, but I got to play Tweety, and he played Garrus, and I got demolished. But I held my own, but eventually, over time, you're gonna get exposed, kind of like how Ultimate Warrior could only wrestle for like 5 minutes, and so they had to have somebody in there that, kind of like Goldberg with Bret Hart. There's a lot of guys that make a lot of guys look real good, and the guys that are better are usually going to be the ones that come out on top because they're just so much better than the other person. And I'm glad I said that, because that's the whole point of the video, is that the further back, like if you go back to like, and I'm talking about to my fellow Americans, I'm not talking about other countries because I ain't never left the U.S. Sorry if you hear the TV in the background, I'll turn it down, but I wanted to say this before I forget. My cats used the other litter box in the living room, and this one's got nothing in it, literally. Do your cats do that? Leave a comment and let me know, because it's kind of funny. But, might need to put Joker on Prozac or something, because this little boy's been acting wild. Now, what's been going on with him? Doing, playtime at 11 and everything, but I think my sleep schedule is throwing him off, plus I'm sick, and I'm in a lot of pain, and your pets take on your illness too, and it affects them also. So like when you're sick, they're like, okay, I gotta take care of mom, take care of dad, take care of the kid, the baby. Hold on one second, let me turn this down. Sorry it's so loud.
Great. They can't get away from it. They just have to hold it. Oh, by the way, we're also keeping things like Rage Drive, Rage in general.
Oh, and by the way, this is your neighbor, Miss Harvey. Calm it down. Where's Chris? I need to talk to him. Because he said he won't talk to me, and I wonder what he won't talk about. Oink, zoink, Scoob. What are we going to do without Scooby-Doo? I don't know. Interesting. Wisdom you seek. Where's the controller? I was looking for the mouse shell. The mouse is under here. Okay. So they got food, they got litter. Let me grab my, well, I guess I don't need it. Oh, see, look. The Yoda. I'm gonna keep my key thing on there with this little clip, so that way I don't lose it. Oh, Timmy in the Spurs, perfect example. So all you young people out there, I'm 35, so I'm from the Jordan era, the Duncan era, the 90s, literally because I was born in '89. And even though I was real little when like a lot of the greats were playing, I grew up and watched all of them since very young, since like 3, 4, 5. I've been watching basketball religiously. Be right back, guys. And so, and by the way, it's taken me 35 years to make this statement, 35 years in the making. Now, having a bipolar and being overwhelmed in the most horrific way I grew up, a lot of times you're getting overwhelmed and you're having mental illness, more so than giving up. But then there's also the mental part where you know you're giving up. And I'm the biggest giver-upper in the world. And only through sheer, insane mental willpower and God, of course, all the glory to God for giving me the strength, I was able to persevere regardless. And, I have no income, no job, no nothing, and God's making a way, but I'm also not giving up, no matter what. And it's a cliche thing, but there's people that took themselves out. No disrespect to the people that are gone. So when you're watching, there's people that are, 5 people that removed themselves. And I can speak on that too, because I've been there my whole life, but 5 actual attempts. But the ideation and all that was there since, 3 or 4, since I was like, well, if my mom goes, then I'm going, and I'll figure out how to do it. And that's a very real thing. And so nobody knows better than me, and people like me, if you're one of them, you know what I mean. But that feeling of, okay, well, I'm gonna give up, or screw it, or like, nah, forget all that. You ain't got nothing. You ain't gotta prove nothing to nobody. You gotta prove everything to yourself. Forget about what other people think. If you want to be a doctor, be a doctor. You want to be a lawyer, be a lawyer. If you want to be a curator of a museum or a curator of books, but you're dyslexic and you can't like read good or whatever, then prove them wrong and persevere. But don't give up just because of whatever. The devil's ultimate goal is to take us from God and to make us give up. That's what this is about. At the end of the day, it's about not giving up and sticking with the Lord, or giving up and sticking with Satan from a Christian standpoint. But if you don't believe in anything, or if you believe in something different, then it's simply about, like John Cena says, never give up and persevere. And the reason I want to make this video is because we got probably 70% of y'all watching this are complete quitters, crybabies, all that stuff. And you know you are, and I don't care if you don't like it, because I used to be you. And I can say that, so I can speak on that. But it's taken literally my whole life, over 1/4 of my life, to get there. But it's a decision. And mental illness makes it even harder. We all go through the bad stuff and stuff like that. The only difference with people with mental illnesses is mental illness makes it more worse than in a lot of different ways than maybe than the person that doesn't have it. So like if your dog is old and is gone, you might be depressed for like a month. But since I've got the bipolar, I could be depressed for 6 months, and that can happen. And so that's like the difference. But it doesn't matter what you're dealing with. We all need to persevere and never give up. And prophetically, one great thing my dad did say to me was that I was having some mental illness breakdown, like a bipolar breakdown, all this other stuff with my mom and dad. And then my dad was like I said something to him, and he's like, yeah, that don't mean you just give up. And my dad had that look of like old Negro soul, picking cotton and stuff, like wanting it to be over and just be like, forget about this. I ain't giving you no more lemonade. I ain't picking no more cotton. I ain't doing none of that. I'm not whatever. And every background of people has persevered. Our ancestors persevered. They know if our ancestors gave up, we wouldn't be here right now. And that's what this is about. This is a life and death situation. It's that serious. Because there's people that gave up on their kids today and they ain't here no more. Now their kids are orphans. You see what I mean? But people just want to make it seem like, oh, I lost in a video game. So I, man, I'm never gonna play this again. Well, if you got demolished, why don't you get better instead of crying? Quit crying, quit complaining, quit making excuses like I used to do, and get better. There's a guy named Mr. Keep It Simple that I watch on YouTube. He talks about real things. And he says, don't get bitter, get better. So if you have a breakup or something, or a divorce, don't get bitter, get better. Don't get bitter that they got with somebody different and they're happy and you're not. Get better. You ask anybody that's a hardcore basketball head like me, You always got that one guy in the gym, that one girl in the gym that you just can't beat. And just like MJ, he said the hardest person he ever had to play against, the best person was his brother. And it's only because he hated that his brother was so good and that his dad was like, oh, yeah, Larry is, you're dogging Mike, you're dogging him. It's because of that is why Mike said, nah, I'm not losing no more. And he became the greatest. But you can't become the greatest at anything if you give up, because if you give up, you're a loser. In life, you're either a loser or a winner. When my Spurs played the Heat, and we lost to the Heat in 2013, and we lost in the most tragic way possible, just as bad as the Falcons and the Patriots. Like my soul left my body for like a long time. And just like my team, all I could think about, and I'm a lifelong diehard Spurs fan, so this ain't just like, oh, I'm watching the game, my team lost. My Spurs saved my life. I wouldn't be here without them. So this is as real as it gets. This is real personal. This is real stuff. This is real ninja talk. And so, even in the most tragic of circumstances, our team still had the resolve, our community still had the resolve to be like, okay, we're going to come back. And when we made it to the playoffs the following year, Timmy never says anything like this, but we made it to the playoffs the following year. Timmy said, yeah, we're glad it's them. We're going to get it done this time. Damn, Joker, Jesus Christ, son. Move out of the damn way. My God. That's why he's irritating me, y'all. Like, I'm trying to get this thing and wash my hands, and he just, like, ran right into me. I'm sorry, y'all. Forgive me, Lord. He done got me in a damn mood because he just, I don't know what the hell's wrong with him. It's just change of the season or something. He's just acting a damn fool. But I know when your sleep schedule's off, it throws off their schedule. But they know that I'm sick. They're used to it. It's just that, you know, cats can be finicky sometimes. But that was Timmy's equivalent of talking mad trash. You know, Timmy's the type of guy that'll cuss you out in non-cussing. And still get his point across. I gotta brush my teeth. They look like monsters. Like when I moved in here, I didn't have any furniture, no nothing. Let me grab my charger. My phone's about to die. When I moved in here, I didn't have no furniture, no nothing. And I was like, okay, well, I'm gonna do one thing at a time. I'm gonna get an ottoman, get a couch, get a lamp, get a table. And over time, I built it up. And I didn't just be like, oh, this is too much. I just, you know, I'm just gonna give up. I'll just have a bed. Or I'll just have my whatever. Like, that's not. And when you give up, you can't even enjoy life. You think about all the. See, what people don't understand, the reason that people are principle and context that stand on business, I don't know where that came from, but that's hilarious. I will start using that. Just not because I'm trying to be like trendy or nothing, but because it's just hilarious. But it's also like real too. Hey, baby girl. Say hi to everybody. Hi, mommy. What's up, sweet pea? It's baby girl. Mm-hmm. Baby girl. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Baby girl. Mm-hmm. Daddy girl. You got that waters? Oh, you make it cold? It'd be cold waters. You got some cold waters? It'd be real good for her. Yeah, cats love when you run the tap water because it's. If you want to know, if you're ever in the wilderness and you want to know. See, Harley, thank you, baby. You even gave us a good video. If you want to know where fresh water is, always follow a cat because they always, they only drink fresh water. So they'll find it for you. Oh. Baby girl. But, so what do? We came back. And if you don't know, just look up the highlights of Game 7, 2013 NBA Finals, Heat versus the Spurs. LeBron James and Dwayne Wade and Chris Bosh were on that team. Tony Parker, Manu Ginobili, Tim Duncan, Kawhi Leonard, all that. But you can look it up. And when you see the way that life dealt us the most terrible of circumstances, you'll see that you can come back from anything. Gotta have that willpower. This may not make sense, but I don't know if it says it in the scripture or not, but God willed everything. I mean, he did. I don't know if it's actually in there, but if it is, you can leave a comment with a verse. But God willed everything to be because he chose to. So even God made a decision to will us and will everything into existence. And so you can do anything at will, so you can give up at will and you can persevere and never give up at will. The choice is yours. Live or die, make your choice. And signed a new primary care. I don't know what the hell they're talking about. IRS. What did they send me this for? I don't know what this is. Refund due $559 from 2019. I wish it was $5,059. Connect. Renew your SNAP benefits. Renew on June 25 through July 15. July 15, your benefits may arrive late. Okay, so I'm gonna do that tomorrow or whatever. So this is what be happening with bipolar and what be ADHD, this impulse. I'm putting this in here. Why? Because it's easier. And this got wet, so I'm throwing this away. So women, if you got a guy like that, just get used to it, because I told my ex, Redina, she's with my last ex that lived with me. I only had 2 women that lived with me since I've been here like the last 8 or 9 years, but I said, I got a system, and I've been doing it for years and years, and I have. It's just, this is how I operate. And that's what's called being yourself. You gotta be yourself around somebody, and then you'll really find that one. So boxers are scooped. They got litter, they got food, they got water, they got love, they got each other. I be telling them, I said, the Lord loves you. We're gonna be with the Lord. You ready to be with the Lord, Harley? And God? And see our mother pets? The babies? Yeah. Baby girl. I love you, Harley. You my girl. You baby girl. Let me see how pretty you are. Roll over. Can you roll over? Good girl. That's what I'm talking about. She knows what Daddy's saying. And that's baby girl. It's okay. It's just a cord. Here. Okay. Okay, mommy. She don't like cords on the floor. Ah, baby. Come here. Let me pet my baby. Give me a tail. I got that tail. Ah, baby girl. Hi, baby. The most baby girl. Yeah. That's Harley. Hi, baby. Yeah. That's my girl. I love her. Yeah. That's Sweet Pea. It's a Sweet Pea, little girl. Oh, my goodness. Look how pretty you are. You the most baby girl. Yeah. That's why I get so happy when I'm with my babies, because that's what I did this for, because I always knew if I could make it to the other side, then I'd be able to get my cats back and, you know, fix that hole in my soul, which I legitimately had. And God has been too good to me. So I can't be nothing but grateful. And I got to share the good news. And aside from being saved and everything, the good news is God loves me and he loves you. Meaning the creator of all things, of everything, the Most High. Just think about that for a minute. No matter what you believe or don't believe, or if you're stumbling or if you lost your faith, whatever, just know for a second, right this moment, really understand and feel the fact that the creator of all the things you love and hate, but let's focus on the things you love. The creator of all things loves you more than you love yourself, more than your mom, your dad, more than anybody. There's no human on earth living, not Jesus. Jesus is half man, half God, but there's no person living on this earth that will ever love you as much as the Most High God of the Christian Bible. Just think about that for a minute. And if that don't put a smile to your face and make you want to get saved, then I don't really know what else to say. But I think it'll be a start if you don't believe in nothing. But the point is, you know, Jesus never gave up on nobody. He didn't give up on Mary Magdalene, and she got saved. And she was one of the main ones, that she was like the main one, and Mother Mary, his mom, of course, that was by his side till the end. So, ironically, when she gave up on herself, he didn't give up on her. And then when Jesus was going to the cross, she didn't give up on him. And to all my white and black family out there, I'm black, white, French, Creole, German, and a bunch of other stuff. But all to my black and white family out there, we're the worst too out of giving up on our people and just abandoning them. Because they're out in the streets, they're too busy in the sheets, they hit the bottle too much, they're whatever. Now sometimes you gotta love them from a distance. But if you see somebody's on a path to self-destruction, on a path to potentially going to hell, how can you say you love somebody, especially if you're Christian? How can you say you love everybody and this and that, but you don't even love your own family? You're giving up on your family. That's the worst thing. You know, friends and other people you can't really see that much and have limited contact with, that's one thing. But your family is forever. That's for life. Remember, it's for life, brother. So, stop abandoning people. Because I had one of my best friends had some severe, really bad addiction issues with one of the worst drugs, with meth. And I went all over the state to look for her, to make sure she stayed alive, and I finally found her. And everybody else was abandoning her, saying she's this and that, completely just forsaking her and damning her and not caring. And so I took her back with me, and then we just went to sleep, and the next day we woke up and I prayed one of the deepest prayers I ever prayed with somebody. And then not long after that, she went to a women's Christian retreat place, and now she's still having issues, but she's alive. And in back in that time, it was a life and death scare. So had I given up on her, it probably would have ended up real bad. And I remember I used to work at Publix. I had this big old white coworker named James. He was like 6'6", about 250 or more. And he was the nicest dude. He was like the best worker. He was like one of them older, middle-aged, like early 30s, mid-30s guys that had like the get up of like a 16-year-old at their first job, and he was At Publix they want you to be real friendly and jovial and this and that. And that's how he was. And some years went by, and I was working at Walmart and Waffle House. And the Waffle House, I worked there for like 3 or 4 days. And one of the days I worked, I turned around and I saw him, and he had like pock marks and like skin tags and all this like really bad looking stuff on him, and he got addicted to something real bad. It was very obvious. So somebody gave up on him along the way. And the reason I say I'm so serious about this and I take it so personal is because you could end up like my coworker James, and I hope he's with the Lord. The rate he was going, I can't imagine he lived very long. Nobody can really say for sure. But just from knowing how he was at first personally to how I seen him, it didn't look very good. But if he is passed, I hope he's with the Lord. And that was the same thing with my mom, which I think some of y'all probably forget, but my mom was extremely addicted to drugs and alcohol and was ODing and having seizures and overdose, and like all these things like life and death on a regular basis or rolling the dice because of all the stuff she was taking in. And then she was a nurse, so it's like God knows how she's probably like Full Metal Alchemist in there doing all types of stuff to make it even, like the stuff even more potent. So anyway, and then the last thing I want to say is I had a guy that was real good. We played basketball, and I think we won like 2 games, and they won 3. And I think the last game they won, yeah. And that's why I said what I said. But I said, all you gotta do is put a body on that man. And this guy, he was bigger than me and everything, and I was exhausted. Like, I was about to pass out. And after the game, he came up to me, and he said, oh, all you gotta do is put a body on him? I said, yeah, just put a body on that man. And so we played one-on-one to like, I think we played to 10 or 12, and it was like, I think it was like 9-5 or something, and he was winning. And it was like that old school Wilt and Russell battle. And it was that intense and that physical. And it was man ball. It wasn't no, step back, fade away, no quick shot, no avoid contact or conserve energy. It was gang, bang, bang. And so I came back on him and I beat him. So the point is, there ain't no, and I didn't give up, is the point. Like, even when I was down and I was exhausted and it seemed like I couldn't win, I came back and persevered. And that's who you really are. If you really give up or if you really persevere, that's who you really are. When my Spurs beat the Heat, when you play a basketball game, there's only one winner and one loser. So either you win at life or you lose at life, but the decision is yours. The circumstances that lead to people removing themselves, I've been there, so I understand it. I'm not talking about that. I'm just talking about like when you have adversity, but you have a way to get through it, but it's not like someone has like cancer or something like that. That makes sense. I'm just talking about regular issues that we all face, that we get overwhelmed and sometimes we give up. But don't let that be your mindset, because it'll consume you. And because of that, I almost didn't make it my own self. So, but I'm live on Twitch. I'm making gold right now. I'm making the gold cap because I'm about to buy this mount probably the next couple of days. And if you want to hop on Twitch, you can follow me. If you want to support the channel, the Cash App, the Twitch. I haven't got a donation on Twitch yet, but I'm assuming when I get one, I'll figure out how it works. But there's that. I don't know how the bits thing works, but I checked on my money thing. It says I got like $7 in the past like day or two. I guess it's from ads or something. I don't know. I gotta look. I'm still learning all this stuff. I'm learning how to monetize Discord. And so, shout out to all my new followers. I think we got like 20 or 30 new followers in the past like week and a half. So that's awesome. That's like crazy for me. But yeah, I do World of Warcraft every day. I'm gonna keep my Twitch stream on 24/7 unless like I gotta reboot the computer or something like that or an update. Got cats, got Harley Quinn and Joker. I play all types of games. I got a PS3 and a PS4. Been too poor to get a PS5, but I will get one and then do that. I love horror movies, the Spurs, the Broncos, Cardinals, Tekken, Call of Duty, Resident Evil, Metal Gear Solid, Final Fantasy 7 is the greatest one ever. Final Fantasy 8 is third, and Final Fantasy 10 is second. And if you don't be crying at the end of a Final Fantasy game, you may not be human. But that's about it. I'm starting to have some pain. I'm going to take a gabapentin. But if you want to hop in the Discord on my second computer here, the silver one, the one with one processor, if you want to hop on there, I got my my WoW market, Carnagias WoW market, that's open now for business. So if you see anything you want to buy, sell, or trade, you know, gold only, of course. It's NA, so it's America servers, North America. NA or US, wherever you call it. That's always up in conjunction with my Twitch stream. So if you see something that you like on here, either on the Discord or on the Twitch, just let me know. And I guess that's about it. Always, oh yeah, come on, man. Philippians 4:13, I can do all things through Christ who strengthens me. And Luke 18:1, here it is. Thank you, Jesus Christ, my Lord and Savior. I used to say Daniel 18:1, it's not the right one, but it's Luke 18:1. One of y'all needs to hear this from the Lord today. He's putting it on my soul. Luke 18:1, always pray and never give up. I love y'all, man. We out.